Oh, he went live.
Pretty girls should always smile.
Guys ready? Oh. Text him and tell him.
Dude, I think you're just gonna have to leave. I think you're just gonna have to leave.
Shalom, everyone. Been all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His word be praised for everything. Say hello, Yah, to his glorious and holy name. We're in the new month again, the 8th month, our 8th month. And the new month, first day of our month. We'll enjoy it and go through a lot of things as far as dealing with, what our future holds and how we got to look at, not being spiritually unaware of the things that's going on in this world and how we have to not be in darkness or ignorance and not knowing spiritually, because it's very important, because times are at hand. We start with Colossians 3:17, and my apologies for the late start. We had started, but we didn't get a chance to get everything together. We had technical difficulties, so that's why we started late. Go ahead.
Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all Basham Mashayach Yahweh, give it thanks to the Most High and the Father Basham Mashayach Yahweh.
Right. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior, our big brother Mashiach Yahweh, giving thanks to him. And we thank the Most High, especially for allowing us to be awoke and not in ignorance or darkness or not knowing, being, in a state of the way the world is, the majority of the world is. Let's get Isaiah 47 and 5. Because it's a reason why the majority of the people think the way they think and the way they operate in darkness. And it's really important because we're in the last days and we can't be, in spiritual darkness, I might say, because, it's one thing as far as to, go through these scriptures, precept upon precept and so forth, line upon line, and here a little and there a little, and really not understand what has happened to this world spiritually. There's a whole objective of the people that's ruling the world is to keep you from being spiritual. And that's what they are practicing in all ways, shapes, or forms through all media and every means that they have to be able to have you not, come back to the Most High, who is an invisible spirit. You understand? Our power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, and Issachar. So read this.
This is the book of Isaiah 47 and 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness.
So this is what he told our oppressor, so-called white man or Edomites. He talking to them. And just to prove that, go to verse 1. It's very important that we see what we're dealing with, and even they themselves might not know the extent of what the elite is doing because of the fact of they're not tuned into the spirit. And as far as the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, we'll see if they ever going to know the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. But read that.
Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So it says, sit in the dust, man, you're going to be at a lower state, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So who's the daughter of Babylon? You got to prove that. That's Edom. We prove it through Psalms 137 or the Psalms 137, and you'll see who it's talking to. Start at verse 7.
It's the book of Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom.
So the subject matter is King David has said, remember who? The children of Edom, read.
In the day of Jerusalem.
In the day of Jerusalem, read.
Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
So now, this is what David is, saying, remember, even though it hadn't happened yet, but he said, remember them because this is what happened when we were going to captivity under the Babylonians, the so-called Ethiopians under Nebuchadnezzar. When we went into captivity, this is what they did. And I think it's 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, and no, it's 4th chapter, I think. Remember almost how the children of Edom. First, hold on, let me get it. Remember almost how the children of Edom said, raise it. It's 1st Ezra, Salakia, 4 and 45. This is what they did.
1st Ezra 4 and 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees.
Right. So the Chaldees are the Babylonians, the Ethiopians, the Cushites, under Nebuchadnezzar. So when we went into captivity under the Babylonians, or the Cushites, the Ethiopians under Nebuchadnezzar, they burnt our temples down. So now you burn the temple down. We had the temple to do what? To go in there to worship the Most High, sacrifice for our atonement of our sins, peace offerings and things of that nature. So what are they doing? They stopping us from what? Being able to be close to the Most High. Right? So when you look at all the different feast days that we have, you know, a lot of them, you find that they are always trying to keep us from who? The Most High. You know, us not being able to assemble together, so we can't come and worship Him. And it tells you in go to Obadiah. Start at verse 10. This is the only book that the Most High dedicated to the Edomites, 21 verses. So
Obadiah 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
right, so he says because they had violence against his brother. When you go back to Genesis 25, 25, and 26, you know, Jacob and Esau were born. So he said because their violence against their brother Jacob, you know, shame should cover. That's why he said what? Get there get there in the dust, get there in a low position. Then everybody, every nation, and thou shalt be cut off forever. It says, why? Read.
Verse 11.
Now remember, they burned our temples down. Now he's telling you something else they did, right?
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates.
That was the Babylonians coming in under Nebuchadnezzar, taking us down, bringing us into captivity, right?
And cast lots upon Jerusalem.
Right, bid it for us. Go ahead.
Even thou was as one of them.
Say they was just like one of them. Go ahead.
But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
Let you know, man. Most High said they shouldn't have done it. These are the things that they've done, and Most High said they shouldn't have done. Read. Why is judgment gonna come down? Read.
Verse 13. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity.
Remember, they burnt our temples down. Read.
Yeah. Thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity.
Rob Judah.
Yeah, I brought her.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
See? And they did that in 70 AD. When we fell in 70 AD, they took everything. Because they was in power under the Romans. And remember, they defiled our temple during the Greek Empire, under Antiochus Epiphanes. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
He said, hey, neither should thou have stood in the crossway to prevent us from not going into captivity, making sure that the Babylonians were able to catch us and bring us into captivity. It was part of it, you know, cut us off from us escaping. Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. That's what they did. Okay, read.
Verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done.
As they have done. So the day of the Most High is going to be upon all the heathen. As they have done. Read.
It shall be done unto thee.
It's going to be done unto them. Read.
Thy reward shall return upon thy own head.
Right. That reward going to return upon their own head, he said. They have done, it's going to be done unto them. So I want you to go back to Isaiah 60. Now that we know that the virgin daughter of Babylon, say virgin because America has not been touched, you know, as other countries being in war, you know what I mean? As far as the war, like you see, you know, America have never looked like Ukraine. You know what I mean? Ain't never looked like Gaza. Virgin at this point, you know, but everybody has you know, a judgment that's coming from the Most High. Go back to Isaiah 60 and read verse
47.
47. 47 and 5.
Isaiah 47 and 5.
God.
Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
See, like I say, Chaldeans are the Babylonians, Ethiopians, Cushites, the same thing. But he's letting us know that they are Babylon. They represent Babylon. Go ahead.
For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
So they ain't gonna no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. So he says, sit thee silent, be quiet, shut up, and get into darkness, ignorance, and not knowing. So you're looking at, you know, them going into the Caucasus Mountains in approximately 193 AD, coming out as the Ottoman Turks in approximately 1453 to having a Renaissance period in 1492 all the way to now. That's their rulership. So now, once they Most High put them in darkness, ignorance, what did they do to the people? Isaiah 60 and 2. That's why we kind of look at coming out of the spiritual darkness, man. It's real serious, because these times that we're in right now, as we rehearse it, we got to rehearse the best we can, please the Most High, and not be offensive to him and doing the wrong things. Whether you think, you know, you can just repent if you want all the time. The Most High said, don't bring no repentance to me. I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say. You know, especially when we know what to do right. Read.
Isaiah 60 and 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
See that? It said darkness, that's ignorance, not knowing, going to cover the whole earth. And that's what has happened. You know, that's why they're always trying to come up against who? Us, as Israelites, because we're bringing the truth of what's really going on in this Bible. You know, just like Mashiach Yahushua, they always came up against him. Every time he was teaching, they always came up against him. And he had to defend what? The truth. They come with lies. You know, what about this? What about that? What about this? You see? So he says, darkness, ignorance shall cover the earth, and gross darkness, who? The people. Gross ignorance, the people. So it's kind of hard for our people to come out of the state of mind that they have put them in from. You got to look at our program has been way back before we even come on the earth right now. All the way back from when they had us in slavery all those years. And they set up religions. And they came when we came in 16, 19, and 1620, they came up with the religious instructions to the Negroes in the United States of America, how they gonna program us to think. That's their whole objective. This is how you have to think. And when you think outside the box, then something's wrong with you. You gotta think. Everybody believe in these religions. And here we are saying it's wrong. They're wrong. You can't find any of them in the Bible. You see, that's gross darkness. That's gross ignorance. Read that again.
Isaiah 60 and 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
It say darkness, ignorance gonna cover the earth. Go ahead.
And gross darkness the people.
Gross ignorance the people. I mean, look at our people, man. If you look at us, man, we something else, man. I mean, when you look at us as a people, and how we think, how we really program to just follow whatever tradition is. I know, because I'm older than all of y'all. I know I've seen it. I've been black. Well, you want to say that I've been an Israelite, not knowing, but I'm still was dealing with us as a people, looking at what was happening to us in our life, as far as being, you know what I mean? Looking at what's happening to us as a people. I never have not ever been not looking at us as a people, because I had older people that was always dealing with me to tell me what's happening, what's happening in the real world. You know what I mean? So even though I was young, I still had older people. Everybody was older saying, this is the way it is. This is what's going down. This is how it is, you know? And it's been gross darkness for the people, man. Especially now that we know the truth. You know what I mean? We know. You look at, we talk to people about what it is that we know. It's like, what? You don't understand that? No, that's why my shepherd would say he was all the time get on cycle. Man, you don't understand? How long I'm gonna be here with you? you know, you got to get this. And this coming that time, man, near the end that we got to get it, man. We can't afford to not get it. Go to Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, the 9th chapter, and verse 2. So we got to be illuminated, as it says, with the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High, the faith in the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, so that everybody can see what it is that need to be taught to everyone. That's what he said. Read this.
This is Isaiah 9 and 2. It says, the people that walk in darkness have seen a great light.
The people that walked in darkness, ignorance, not knowing, have seen a great light. Do they really see the great light, though? Do they really see the fact that we're bringing in these last days this great light? You understand? And it is through the laws of the Most High. Get that in Proverbs 6:23, so we understand this without a shadow of a doubt. We can't bypass that. No matter where you go, it's going to still be about his rules and regulations. How people think they're going to the kingdom and they're not going to do what he say do. You ain't got to do what he say do, but I'm going to go to the kingdom. Nah. Read this.
Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light.
See, the law that the Most High wrote with his finger is the light. So it's saying they seeing this great light. The great light is coming from the Most High who wrote the commandments with his finger. Read on. Read verse 2 again.
Isaiah 9 and 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light.
Yeah, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. And that great light we just seen is the laws is the light. So the great light is keeping the laws of the Most High. That great light is from the Most High. He wrote with his finger. Read.
They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine.
Come on, you don't think that's us? They that what? Dwell where?
That dwell in the land of the shadow of death.
Man, we dwell right here in America, the land of the shadow of death, man. Go outside, you don't know if you're going to make it or not, man. You know, I pray for the children, man, that they be all right, man, because you look around, man, you don't know what's going to happen. Go to the store, go to school, whatever, man. They haven't, I mean, think about it. Children is the one that's just killing people in school. Unheard of. You know what I mean? This is something that, I mean, it's like a woman in travail. Woman having contractions, having a baby. You watch how fast, I've been saying it, how fast things happen like that. Back to back to back to back, closer than ever. When I was growing up, you never see nothing like that. Somebody ringing this fire bell, 8 years old, and taking a rifle and shooting at people. Come on, man. It's just happening. There's a young generation that's doing all this. You know, they full of it. And the people that, you know, we in the shadow of death here in America, and upon them have the light shine. The light is shining upon us, and we are the vessels that have to bring forth the truth to the world, man. Read verse 1.
Isaiah 9 and 1. Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as was in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali,
Which is called the land of the Gentiles. Go ahead, because they are the northern tribes. Read.
and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, and Galilee of the nations.
Of the nations mean Galilee of the Gentiles. That's what Gentile mean, nations, right? Khan?
John.
Goyim, you know, we say, and they say, the Jewish people say Goyim, you know what I mean? But that's Galilee of the Gentiles right there. I want you to get Isaiah 42 and 12. I'm not checking with Shai. He read from Isaiah a lot when he was on the earth in the flesh.
Isaiah 42 and 12. Let them give glory unto Yahweh and declare his praise in the islands.
Did I say give glory to the Most High, Yahweh, and declare his praise in the islands? So we out there too, you know, and those that are in the islands don't end up giving praise to the Most High. Eventually anyway, right? Everybody gonna praise the Most High. It didn't say all praises either, did it?
No, la.
It didn't say APTTMH, did it?
La.
Nah. It said give all praises to the Most High. Can't praise him enough, y'all. And his name not Lord either. That goes back to Baal, which is a statue of an idol. You know, read.
Verse 13. The Most High shall go forth as a mighty man.
Yeah, he gonna go forth as a mighty man, read.
He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war.
What it say in Exodus 15:3, the Most High, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. You say gonna go forth as a man of war? Read.
He shall cry,
Yeah.
roar.
Roar.
He shall prevail against his enemies.
That's guaranteed. He gonna prevail against his enemies. Read.
I have long time holding my peace.
I said, I done held my peace for a long time. Come on.
I have been still
I've been still. Go ahead.
and refrained myself.
And refrained himself. Go ahead, talk to him.
Now will I cry like a travailing woman.
Oh, now will I cry like what?
A travailing woman.
Like a travailing woman, like a woman having contractions, having a baby. You know? These things that he's gonna do is gonna happen faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Go ahead.
I will destroy and devour at once.
No, he can't do that. Jesus is all love. What are you talking about? He go, what?
I will destroy and devour at once.
He's gonna destroy and devour at once, man. What you gonna do when he comes for you? I mean, what's your method of, you know, stopping this from happening? He said he gonna destroy and devour at once, man. Come on, go ahead.
I will make waste mountains and hills.
That's kingdoms and little hills. Little hills is little kingdoms. He said gonna make waste kingdoms. That's the mountains and little kingdoms. Go ahead.
And dry up all their herbs.
I mean, there's gonna be famine. You're gonna dry up all the herbs. Read.
And I will make the rivers islands.
You're gonna make the rivers islands. Come on.
And I will dry up the pools.
You're gonna dry up the pools. Come on.
Verse 16. And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not.
You're gonna bring the blind. Nobody was more blinded than us.
God.
You think about it. Nobody was more blind than the 12 tribes of Israel. And we were programmed not to know who we were. We were programmed not to know the Most High, not to know a Mashiach that was shy. And we got to follow somebody that put us in captivity, slavery, and bondage is going to tell us how we're supposed to follow our power. Make that make sense. You know, and they set themselves up to be the Most High, a Mashiach that was shy, the 12 tribes of Israel. None of them can name the 12 tribes of Israel so far. You know what I mean? But they the 12 tribes. They the Jewish people. They the everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell a Jewish person, you know, you talk to them, like, what tribe you from? You always back and say Judah. That's all they know, Judah.
Yep. God, go ahead.
Verse 16. And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known.
You gonna tell me we knew? He said gonna lead us in paths that we have not known, man. For real, for real. You know, we don't know, man. That's why we gotta read this book, the Bible, to come back to this path, the way that Mashiach said, I'm the way, to show you how to follow the truth. You know, they're not dealing with that. The laws of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. How do they break that down? That's where I'm at right now. They got to start breaking these scriptures down, right? Instead of telling us what this mean, that mean. What does this mean? You know what I mean? What does that mean? You know, not what you want us to break down. We want you to break down what he's saying here. Because if you look at he the truth, and you're going to eliminate the fact that the truth in Psalms 119, 142 says that righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So it has to make sense. When you read the Bible, you can't just read it and just say, okay, well, that's the truth. Now, he the truth. What about the laws of the Most High? He said, I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High that's going to lead to everlasting life. And he said, no man come to the Father but by me. And there is no New Testament when he walked the earth in the flesh. There's only the law and the prophets. And he went to Isaiah a lot, you know. So you can see that it's a lot of wisdom right here in all the prophets, you know. But go ahead.
says, I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them.
You know, he's gonna make darkness light before us. This is what we're dealing with and being in this truth. He have made darkness, the ignorance, not knowing, being stupid, light before us. And that light we know is his laws, statutes, commandments, what he gave us, you know, to go by. Come on, the work of the Most High. Read.
And crooked things straight.
Yeah, we was crooked. He ain't called nobody that's all holier than thou in this truth. You know what I mean? We was crooked, and he's making us straight up. You know, coming into this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Read.
These things will I do unto them and not forsake them.
Hallelujah. That's what the Most High say. He's
God.
gonna do to us, man. He ain't gonna forsake us. We just gotta believe in him. Hosea 1 and 10. All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High.
God.
God, right. Come on. We gotta stop that. I mean, it's just what it is we're just programmed to follow what it is that's popular, right? It's like something that whoever started it, then it just became popular and everybody just say it, but you can't praise the Most High enough. Go ahead.
This is the book of Hosea 1 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
That's right, man. Right here in America, we know, you know, that we were taught that we're Gentiles. Still, to this point, you know, our people are taught that they're Gentiles grafted in, you know, but they don't know who they've been grafted in among. That's something y'all need to ask. When they say you've been grafted in, say, who have been grafted in among? What people have I been grafted in among? Because y'all ain't grafted in among us. You grafted in among us, and you're going to be learning the truth. You're going to know who you are. You're going to be talking about no grafted in. You're going to know that you are Israelite according to the flesh. And Paul, you want to go to Paul. Paul identified an Israelite of the flesh, canceling out some spiritual Israelite. You know, in Romans 9, the first chapter to the 5th verse, man, that cancels out. Israelite according to the flesh. You know what your flesh is? Pinch yourself. That's your flesh. You know what I mean? What you in, what your spirit is in, that's your flesh. God, you know, come on. So in the place where it was told us that we're not the Most High's people, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Right? So now, who is my people? Exodus 3 and 10. That we're told that we're not the Most High's people, that my people. Let's see who that is. And see, that's why I look at, you know, these Crips insanity people talking about, oh, we jumping around. You get understanding through the precepts. It's clear. You want to say my people, everybody, every nation. Show me a scripture that says that. You're not going to find it. But I know we can read the scriptures that say my people is going to tell you after that who his people are. Read that.
Exodus 3 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel.
Can't get no clearer than that. My people who?
The children of Israel.
My people, the children of Israel. Matthew 2 and 6.
Matthew 2 and 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Can't get no clearer than that. My people Israel. So, you know, it is something how people are accepting the fact that we are the Israelites, but then they looking at how they fit in. And they don't want to keep the laws of the Most High. They don't want to do what the Most High say you're supposed to do. And I don't care how you look at them, Mashiach Shai did not disannul the Most High's work. His work that's creating these 613 laws, right? Show me a scripture where he say, I dismiss what the Most High's work. Now our work is keeping the word of the Most High and keeping his laws, statutes, commandments. But we're told here that we are the Most High's people, the 12 tribes of Israel. And there should be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Now, get St. John 1, and you can start at verse 10. But this is where they go to say that, why they say they're, I'll show you why they say in Christian insanity that they're not the Jews. Besides the fact that they believe the people that claim are, but read this.
St. John 1 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the world.
Like he is a Mashiach Yahushua. He was in the world. Was his present, past, or future? Was. Present, past, or future? It's past tense. He was in the world, right? I mean, he was in the world before he came on this earth, read.
And the world was made by him.
That the world was made by Mashiach Yahushua, read.
And the world knew him not.
It's like they don't know him now. And the world don't know him. They don't know him to this day. So the world knew him not. They didn't know him. He cared. He said, for lo, I come in the volume of the book is written of me to do the will of the Most High. I mean, we know in the beginning, Elohim created heaven and the earth, right? He said the world was made by him. He said, and the spirit of the Most High, which is the Mashiach Yahushua, in verse 2 of Genesis, the first chapter, the second verse, moved upon the waters. He started creating everything for the Most High, as it says in Ephesians 3 and 9. The mystery that's been hidden in the Most High, who created all things by who? A Mashiach Yahushua. But if you don't see him in the volume of the book, you don't see him as the top angel, the first creation of the Most High, then how you know him? How you know him? Have you searched him out? That way you say, you got to look at this, man. He said, hey, when he showed him himself in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms, he said, then open up their minds that they might understand the scriptures, man. You don't search him out when he was just becoming and say, hey, did you know me here? Did you know me here? Did you know me there? Did you know me here? I'm there. I said I come in the Bible on the book is written of me. Did you search me out? How you know me? He said, you probably that work iniquity. I never knew you. That's serious to me. He said he was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. Read. This was the Christian insanity. They use this scripture right here. St. John 1:11. They stay here. What they say?
Verse 11. He came unto his own.
See, he came into his own. See, it came to the Jews, read.
And his own received him not.
And his own received him not. They use that scripture to have you in darkness, ignorance, not knowing. But what does verse 12 say?
Verse 12. But as many as received him.
Oh, so he came into his own, so his own people who are the Israelites received him. Some of us received him as we receive him now, read.
To them gave he power to become sons of the Most High.
To become the sons of the Most High. That power is spiritual power to become the sons of the Most High. How?
Even to them that believe on his name.
That's even to them that believe on Basham or Mashiach Yahushua. You understand? That's why when you look at when men began to call on Basham, Yahweh Basham or Mashiach Yahushua in Genesis, the 4th chapter, the last 2 verses. Just go to Genesis 4 and 25, 26.
Genesis 4 and 25. And Adam knew his wife again.
Because Cain had killed Abel, read.
And she bare a son and called his name Seth. For the Most High, said she, have appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
Right. So she named her son Seth. Read.
Verse 26. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son.
So a son was born to Seth. You know, Adam and Eve's son, after Cain and Abel. And Cain killed Abel, so now here comes Seth. And Cain was ran out of the Garden of Eden, so now here comes Seth being born. And to him also was born a son. Read.
And he called his name Enos.
He called his name what?
Enos.
Enos. Read. This is what it say here.
Then began men to call upon the name of the Most High.
Right. So then began men to call upon Yahweh Ba'Sham Mashiach Yahweh Shai to become what? To become what? The sons of the Most High.
Yeah.
You see? So by the time you get to Genesis, the 6th chapter, these are the lineage of Enos. That's the sons of the Most High. That's looking at these women or these giants. That the women that didn't have these giants. That's big women, and they going in there with them. And what you think? They have big sons, big giants. You know? Yeah.
With case who Abel, then the Most High put a mark on him. Like he was like pretty much like the first Edomite. He took away his military, right?
Yeah.
And,
Like what they call Vegaligo, what we know as leprosy.
Yeah. So he was like basically when Esau and Jacob. That's like the bit of Cain and Abel again, right? You know.
Yeah.
Reincarnated again, right?
Yeah. Some of the same kind. So you see, this is what I'm saying here. This when men began to call on Yahweh Ba'Sham Mashiach Yahweh Shai. That we said when you look at St. John 1:12.
St. John 1:12.
So they became the sons of the Most High under Enos. Enos' children, his lineage, they were rolling Yahweh Ba'Sham Mashiach Yahweh Shai to become the sons of the Most High, as it says here. Read this.
Verse 12. But as many as received him,
But as many of us Israelites that received the Mashiach Yahweh Shai, read.
to them gave he power.
What's the power? You ain't have no power. Because where the power come? Who the power?
Yahweh.
Yahweh's the power. So where the power, how you gonna get the power from Yahweh? You got to go through a Mashiach Yahweh Shai in the name of the Lord and Savior. You say, no man comes to the Father but by me. Go ahead.
To them gave he power to become the sons of the Most High, even to them that believe Ba'Sham Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
There it is, man. In the name of the Lord and Savior. That's what we start with Colossians 3:17. Everything that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior. That's the Mashiach Yahweh Shai going to the Most High on our behalf and getting that spiritual power from the Most High. That's why he said, look at Acts. No, that's all right. Go to Isaiah 50:10. Isaiah 50:10.
Isaiah 50:10. Who is among you that feareth the Most High?
And which one of you fear the Most High? You know, we hear it all the time. We ain't got to fear the Most High. You ain't supposed to be afraid of the Most High. It means to be afraid, be scared of him. Who among you fear not the Most High? When the angels tremble before him. Angel pop up right here, right now. His head be leaning down. He's so tall. He got his head be leaning down, man. We might scare us to death, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. The angel came, man. We fainted. They had to shake us and wake us up again. And then we wanted to worship him. Don't worship me. Don't worship me. No. Worship the Most High. They were scared because they before the Most High trembling. And here we are. He said, what? Who?
Verse 10. Who is among you that feareth the Most High?
Who among you that feareth the Most High? Read.
That obeyeth the voice of his servant.
That obeyeth the voice of his servant. Read.
That walketh in darkness.
That walketh in darkness. Read.
And have no light.
Have no light. Come on.
Let him trust in the name of the Most High.
Let him trust in Yahweh Ba'Sham Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Read.
And stay upon his power.
Stay upon the Most High, man. Stay upon the Most High. Straight up. He's our power. Who the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Kind. Stay upon the Most High, man. For real. Matthew 4:6-12. Matthew 4:12.
Matthew 4:12. Now when Mashiach Yahweh Shai had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali.
See, he said he went to northern Israel. Remember, he couldn't hang out. He couldn't hang out in Jerusalem You couldn't hang out there because they wanted to kill him. It was like, man, well, yeah, we gonna kill him, you know. And that's the thing you gotta look at, that how it is with us and the way that people don't like us. They didn't like him either. They didn't like him. They despised him like they despise us. You know, our plight is the same way. Or show me where these preachers, they getting the same type of affliction as people is feeling about them as they feel about us teaching this truth. You see, there's no comparison. But they supposed to be Christian folks. They say Christian mean what? Christ-like. But how they like him, they're not receiving this, doing the same thing that he done, and they're receiving the same, you know, way that the people felt about him. I can show you, they despised him. He was despised and hated by people. You know, his own citizens said, "We will not have this man to reign over us." And he said, "Those that would not, that I should reign over them." And that's Luke 19:14 and 17. Say, "Bring hither and slay them before me." They ain't teaching that in the church. I bet you that. That ain't coming out at all. That's what he said. Look it up for yourself. Get that out, what he said. Right? So that ain't like I'm just making something up. Is this your Jesus? Luke 19:14.
Luke 19:14. But his citizens hated him.
See, y'all know they loved him.
But his citizens hated him.
Hear that? His citizens what?
His citizens hated him.
His own people hated him. Read?
And sent a message after him saying, "We will not have this man to reign over us."
Hear that? We ain't gonna have a Mashiach Yahushua reign over us. The same way it is now. He's a brother. He's a dark-skinned brother. It don't matter what color he is. But it matter what color it is when you put up Caesar Borgia to this day, and you ain't took that down, right? That matter, but he don't matter. When you realize that, hey, Revelation 1:1 and Revelation 1:14-15 say he had hair of wool, nappy hair, and his feet like in the fine brass that burned in the furnace. Now all of a sudden it matter that he got color, right? Now it don't matter what color it is. I don't care what the color is. You do care about what it is. You ain't going against what y'all have painted as representing him as a so-called white man. Nobody going against that, right? Come on now. Who really complain about that? And that's wrong. We're wrong for doing this. Then you realize that he was not. Because most of them say, "Oh, we know he wasn't a so-called white man." Well, why aren't y'all talking about the fact that he's still on Trinity broadcast? We can turn it on right now. They got a picture of him right back there on the wall. No matter who come up there and preach or call himself teaching, whatever, it's right there on the wall, right?
Yeah.
Come on. I went to West Angeles. They had one Jesus on this wall. They had, I guess, the one Caesar Borgia on that wall. They had the one for the Jehovah's Witnesses on that wall. You couldn't take them off the wall. They had them bolted into the wall. Two different Jesus. That's why I asked them, which one are y'all talking about when y'all talk about Jesus? This one or that one? Because they both said God. You know what I mean? Like, which one y'all talking about? Crazy, man. But hey, that's why I call it Christian insanity, man. Come on. Read that. So he said, hey, his citizens hated him, right? And we're not going to have a Mashiach reign over us. What did he say in verse 27?
Verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
That's his citizen. That's his own people. The citizen of where he was at said, we will not have this man to reign over us. So he said, what?
Bring hither and slay them before me.
Can't get no clearer than that. Y'all know what slay means. He said, bring them in front of me and kill them before me. Okay. Thus said Mashiach Yahushua. Is that your Jesus? That's what he said. Matthew 4:12.
Matthew 4:12. Now, when Mashiach Yahushua had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee, and leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast, in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying.
Told you he went to Isaiah a lot. He was in the flesh. And we just read this, but what did it say?
Verse 15. The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
But you know, in the Old Testament, what it said? It said Galilee of the what? I mean, it said Galilee of the what? Nations. Remember, it said nation. We know nations represent Gentile, Goyim or Goyim, as they would say today in their Yiddish. We say Goyim, and it say by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee, that's northern Israel, of the nations or Gentiles. Who is this? The land of Zebulun and Naphtali. Because they were of the northern tribes. They were called what? Gentiles. Go ahead.
Verse 16. The people which sat in darkness saw great light.
Here it is again. The people that sat in darkness, ignorance, not knowing, you know, away from the Most High's law, statute, commandments, saw a great light. And we know that great light is the great laws and the commandments of the Most High. Read.
And to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up.
That's right, man. And that's for us right today, man. We not, you know, we can't look at ourselves as not being in the region of the shadow of death. For real. You know, and this great light has sprung up for everyone to learn, regardless of how you look at it. Everybody's supposed to learn what we're teaching. From there, get Isaiah 42 and 6 and 7. Isaiah 42, 6 and 7.
Isaiah 42 and 6. I, Yahweh, have called thee in righteousness.
So the Most High is calling us in what?
In righteousness.
So we know we got to find righteousness. As much as you can, you know, you got to define these words by the Bible. And we can define righteousness. Most High has called us in righteousness. Mashiach called us in righteousness. What's righteousness?
Deuteronomy 6:25.
Right, Deuteronomy 6 and 25. Go ahead.
And it shall be our righteousness.
It shall be our righteousness. Just define righteousness, read.
If we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power, as he have commanded us.
That's it. You said we got to do the commandments to be righteous. Didn't say anything about believing in nobody. He said, do my commandments. Con? Yeah. Verse 6 of Isaiah 42 again.
Isaiah 42 and 6. I, Yahweh, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
See that? You know, because you're looking at the brothers mainly in the Old Testament is mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, you know, that are in captivity. And remember, because the northern tribes, they went into captivity on the Assyrians. And we, the southern tribes, were in captivity, one after another, captivity, and dealing with, you know, that's why we got to bring the northern tribes. That's what, when Paul's job was to go out to reach the northern tribes that were in living in different lands. But people want to look at, just because they say Jew and Gentile, they didn't talk about I mean, they Jew and to the Greek. So it's to the Jewish people and to the other so-called white people. Right? It got to be. It can't be nobody else. They say they're the Jews, right? The Jewish people and the Gentiles, the so-called white people. I mean, the Greeks are Alexander the Greek. What about everybody else? What about the Eskimos, the Cambodians, the Vietnamese, South Pacific Islanders? I mean, what about everybody else? Nobody else but them. Think about it. Makes no sense, man. Yeah,
they do go to that scripture to get Esau in there. So it's fitting that they would think that it's both Esau, to the Jewish and to the Greek.
Yeah.
They always go there to get Esau in there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
they love that.
but it makes no sense, man, when you really know the truth. You know, that's what we're looking at here, right here. You know, bringing them out of this darkness that they're in. Because, you know, Most I said, leave them alone. Leave the northern tribes. See, they deal with idolatry. Leave them alone. He left them alone, man. When you really know the history of what we've been through, and then we look at us, we can go into, when we go into what the feast of dedication, you know what happened to us through Antiochus Epiphanes when he came into power after Alexander the Greek died. He just he just defiled everybody. He didn't want nobody to read the Bible, put to death, you circumcise your baby. You put to death for this, that, and third, whatever. It was against the law to even call yourself a Jew. That's in the Greek Empire. So by the time you get to the Roman Empire, we already had hundreds of years where we ain't dealing with being no Israelite at all. Period. You know what I mean? Get that in second Maccabees 6, and just get right to the point, verse 6. So you see, this in the Greek Empire under Antiochus Epiphanes. He destroyed our temple. Just like you said, they burned down our temple. He destroyed our temple. Judas Maccabeus and his brothers and warriors had to, gain it back and build another temple. But read. This is the Greek Empire. This is before Mashiach came on the earth. Why you see in the New Testament, mostly, we're not calling ourselves Israelites. Like he said, he came to do his own received him not, but as many as received him, gave him power to become the sons of the living power, Most High, So here we are now trying to bring our people back to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and it's a problem because they've been programmed like this, read. All this way back in the Greek Empire, long before Mashiach even came on the earth for the redemption of our sins, read.
2 Maccabees 6 and 6. Neither was it lawful for men to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts.
See, they got rid of our Sabbath days and our ancient feasts. Those are the Most High's days. So who they really getting rid of? The Most High. Over and over again, destroy our temple. And here it is. It was against the law to keep the Sabbath days. That's the regular Sabbath day every 7 days. And the Sabbath days are the ancient feasts. They're Sabbath days also. Read.
Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
You hear that? Or profess what?
To profess himself at all to be a Jew.
To confess himself at all to be a Jew, be an Israelite, right? So if you did this, verse 9, what did they do?
Verse 9, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles.
Yeah, conform themselves to the manners of who?
The Gentiles.
These other nations, especially the Greeks, who was a superpower of earth. What was the verdict?
Should be put to death.
Come on. Should be what?
Should be put to death.
Should be put to death, man. That was the verdict. You call yourself an Israelite, what's going to happen?
Should be put to death.
Should be put to death, period. So you're looking at, by the time Mashiach come on the earth, that's why you're looking at the Zebulun and Naphtali, calling them the land of the Gentiles, because they were Gentiles in their minds. Man, they left the covenant, they left the commonwealth of us being with a Mashiach Yahushua. They ain't know nothing about that. They was out there dealing with idolatry. From the Assyrian captivity until everywhere else they travel. They follow what they do. They follow just like it is now. They follow whatever the world says is okay. Go ahead.
Then might a man have seen the present misery.
Present misery, man, that we were under. That's in the Greek Empire. That's why you see to the Jew and to the Gentile, the Jew and to the Greek, because that we were Hellenized, meaning we were Greek-speaking Jews. Understand this? We start understanding and going by their customs. Matter of fact, we went, I don't want to go into, we go through this during the Feast of Dedication. You know what I mean? Where we went to the king to ask for a license to sin. That's how wicked we were. The majority of our people, 2/3 is wicked anyway. They not going to come back into this truth. Understand this, overstand this, the way it is. Point blank. That's why we got to reach that remnant. Go back to Isaiah 42 and 6.
Isaiah 42 and 6. I, Yahweh, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thy hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people.
So give the Most High service for a covenant for the people. Who the covenant coming to? Who the covenant coming to? Isaiah 105, 8 to 10. No, Psalms 105, 8 to 10. Psalms 105, 8-10. Yeah, Psalms 105, 8-10. This is who the covenant is for. So it has to be to this people. A covenant, it says, he gonna give for a covenant of the people. What people? Let's read who the people are.
Psalms 105 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
He have remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000
The
generations.
Most High forgot his covenant. He said, remember this covenant forever. Forever is still today. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. Read.
Which covenant he made with Abraham,
Covenant he made with Abraham. Come on.
and his oath unto Isaac,
Open to Isaac.
and confirmed the same unto Jacob
Confirm the same to Jacob.
for a law,
For a law. For a law. For a law. Read.
and to Israel
And to Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, for what?
for an everlasting covenant.
Now, where you get anybody else in the covenant? No matter where you see covenant, you can't get no other people in the covenant except for Abraham, Isaac, to Jacob, through the 12 tribes of Israel. That has an everlasting covenant. I mean, it's never going to be done away with or disannulled. Now let's go back to Isaiah 42 and verse 6 again.
Isaiah 42 and 6. I, Yahweh, have caught thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
Hear that? For what?
For a light of the Gentiles.
So a light of the Gentile. We know that light is what? The laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High, of our brothers that are in darkness, ignorance, not knowing. That's dealing with idolatry. That's why Paul's job, you gotta look at it like this. Paul was hardcore. He was killing anybody that called on Basham Mashiach Yahushua before he was converted in Acts the 9th chapter. Right? So who better the Most High choose, or Mashiach choose, than a man that was dieharded like that for what he believed in being off. He had to be persecuted. He suffered for Basham Mashiach Yahushua too. But he was the man to do the job, to go out there and reach, hard-headed Israelites that wasn't believing in nothing, idolatry. He was the man to do it. You know what I mean? He was, when Paul came, they said they didn't know if he was really for real or not. He been converted or not. Thought he could have been playing. You know what I mean? Like he's really going Basham Mashiach Yahushua, believing in the Mashiach Yahushua, just to say who it is that's believing in him and had him, he was there when Stephen got put to death, man. He was right there. They laid down their clothes. That was him. That's Saul. So we didn't know if he was, for real or not. But he was diehard. I know that. He was down with the truth. But they have misunderstanding of his writings. He ain't never said we ain't gotta keep the laws. He ain't never brought nobody. He wasn't because we looking at the Gentiles right here. The northern tribes right here. And we supposed to be a light of the northern tribes that have went into the idolatry. Verse 7.
Verse 7. To open the blind eyes.
So if you blind, you can't see. You in darkness, right? You close your eyes, you see darkness. That's what it's talking about. To open their eyes from being ignorant, not knowing this truth, to open their eyes to see the truth. Read.
To bring out the prisoners from the prison.
Bring out the prisoners from the prison, man. Their minds is in prison. Their spirit is in prison. Read.
And them that sit in darkness.
Them that sit in darkness, ignorance, not knowing, to the point where they're really stupid. They don't really know. Out of what?
Out of the prison house.
Out of the prison house, man. I mean, in captivity. I mean, it's like our people are just, we kind of caught up in, what can you say? I mean, whatever's in fashion, whatever comes in, we always a part of it. We always look at what's going on here. We always a part of it. And some of them go all the way in too much, man, where they just, you tell you that our wickedness can pass the ways that are wicked. So we taught the wicked ones our ways. So it ain't nothing that we can be boasting about too much, because we got a long way to go and just getting our minds right. Matthew 6:22.
Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye.
So the light of the body is the eye. What you see. You're talking about you don't see me, people, but go ahead.
If therefore thine eye be single,
Your eye be single, read.
thy whole body shall be full of light.
If your eye be single and looking directly at what we supposed to be doing and follow the Most High's rules and regulations, laws, statutes, commandments, your whole body gonna be filled with what?
Light.
Light. And we know that light. We define that light in Proverbs 6:23. But if you don't know that that light represents the laws and the commandments of the Most High, then you're gonna just look at it's lighter here. You turn the lights off, it's darkness. So that's what he's talking about. You know what I mean? You see darkness, you see in darkness, you can't see nothing in darkness. That's why it said if your eye be single and you concentrating on that single thing of actually how you're gonna worship the Most High, then your whole body gonna be full of what? Light. Right? Y'all see that? You're gonna be full of light. You're gonna be full of keeping the commandments of the Most High. Read.
Verse 23. But if thine eye be evil,
If you don't have understanding, get that in Job 28:28. If your eye be evil, because you don't have the commandments of the Most High, you don't have the way that the Most High would have us to be and doing what he say do, you evil. You either gonna do what he say do or you evil, point blank. He say don't eat pork, you evil. Don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster, all that. That's dietary law. He gave us in Leviticus 11 chapter. You're evil. And he's gonna burn you up, he said in Isaiah 66:15 down, man. You're gonna be consumed. Read that.
Job 28:28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Most High, that is wisdom.
Fear of the Most High, that is wisdom. You understand? Wisdom is what? The proper application of knowledge. You get the right knowledge of how to please the Most High and doing what he say do, and you apply it in your life, that's wisdom. Applying the right information in your life. Read.
And to depart from evil is understanding.
So do they have understanding from what you're looking at Matthew 6:23? This is what it says.
Matthew 6:23. But if thine eye be evil,
If your eye be evil, you don't have understanding. If your eye is evil, you don't have understanding. Read.
thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
Your whole body gonna be full of darkness. If you're thinking evil, your whole body is full of darkness, ignorance, not knowing. In the eyes of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. Read.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
Ooh, man, he said, if the light that's in you be darkness, he said, how great is that darkness, man? How great is that ignorance? And you operating in the way, and most people operate, Ecclesiasticus 3:24, they operate like this. Until you really look at what it is that, spiritually is being said, because you can look at the eye, your eye, one eye, how can that? If you look at what he's saying, what does he mean by if thine eye, that's an eye, your left eye, your right eye, be evil, it says that whole body shall be full of darkness. Your whole body gonna be full of darkness, and you evil, you're gonna bring that darkness, that ignorance, you draw Satan to you. Read this.
Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinions, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment.
See, many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless thinking. And what happens? The devil comes in and makes you make the wrong judgment because you are thinking evil. So therefore, here he comes. Oh, you call me? Okay. Now you got to deal with what Mashiach is saying. Your whole body gonna be full of darkness, ignorance, not knowing. Subject to the devil, Satan, and all his little imps. Go back to Matthew 6:23.
Matthew 6:23. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
Yeah, man, you make yourself unhealthy. you'll become unhealthy too. You're trying to get well, and you're sitting up here with evil. Then you can't really cure yourself, or Most High can't work with you because who you working with? You understand? You're working with the devil. Now you got to look at the devil gonna help you heal yourself from being unhealthy. No, Most High the one that wound, and Most High the one that heal. But when you draw you evil, if your eye is evil, you draw evil to you. You draw the devil to you. That whole body shall be in full of darkness, unhealthy. Read.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that
He
darkness?
said, hey, if the light that's in you be darkness, he said, how great is that darkness, man? How great is that image? How great is it that you're going to really destroy yourself and being unhealthy? Because you think the devil going to come in and help you? He always get his through what? Suffering and death. That's what he do. That's who he hang out with. He hanging out with the death angel all the time, man. And that's what you want to avoid. Luke 1:79.
Luke 1:79. To give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace.
That's right, man. You gotta give light to them that sit in darkness, man. And everybody's in darkness. We all came from darkness. Everything comes from darkness. The whole world came from darkness. Ignorance, not knowing. In the shadow of death, right here. We operating here in America, the Most High brought us out of that darkness into His marvelous light. But we're still in the shadow of death. To guide our feet into the way of peace, man. Okay? Now get St. John 14:27. He said to guide our way into the way of peace. So the way of peace is we're gonna receive it through death.
St. John 14:27.
Mm-hmm.
Peace I leave with you.
Much I would say, I said peace. It's a special peace, y'all. Said peace I leave with you, right?
My peace I give unto you.
Say, my peace I give unto us, man. We the Israelites, read.
Not as the world
So you
giveth.
can't look for no one in the world to give you the special peace that he's talking about here. Right? And it all comes down into actually applying what it is that we're learning in this truth, man. To have this peace, right?
Not as the world giveth,
Not as the world giveth, right?
give I unto you.
Uh-huh.
Let not your heart be troubled,
Don't let your mind be troubled, right?
neither let it be afraid.
Don't let it be afraid. Right? That's it. Because he letting you know that once you have this peace, man, you're not going to be troubled. You're not going to, whatever happens, you're going to be able to say, Master Yahushua, give me that peace. I need that peace. You have it. And once you have it, you just go back to it all the time. So things won't bother you like normal people, like things happen to normal people because they don't have that peace. If you don't have that peace, then you walk around, like you said, your eye is evil and your body is full of darkness, ignorance. You can't really have this peace. It all works together. Luke 11:34. Luke 11:34.
Luke 11:34. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy whole body also is full of light. But when thine eye is evil, thy body also is full of
Hear
darkness.
that? Same thing we just read. Luke just giving his rendition of it. The light of the body is the eye. Like you say, you can see a lot through the eyes of people, right? It said, therefore, when thine eye is single, when it's focused on what it should be focused on, as keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing what He say do. What does it say? The whole body also is full of light. But that's condition when thine eye is evil. Again, thy body also is full of darkness, ignorance, not knowing, unhealthy. It's unhealthy for you. And you will never have that peace that Amasha Shai is saying he gives us. You see? You're never going to be really have a clear conscience of this peace that you need. All of us need it. Read.
Verse 35. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness.
You know, take heed, therefore, that pay attention. He said that the light which is in thee be not darkness, but be not ignorance. Well, you don't know that you really hurting yourself. Read.
If thy whole body, therefore, be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light.
That's right, man. Our candles went out. We did have an example of, well, we got one burning. Got one burning. You see? He said, hey, give an example. He said, if thy whole body therefore be full of light, having no part dark, your whole body be full of keeping the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, which is the light. We went over that in Proverbs 6:23 for some of you that's joining us late. Having no part dark, having no part of darkness, ignorance, you know, because you really doing your best to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, which is the light. The whole shall be full of light. Your whole body will be full of light, you know, shining bright. Get up, Baruch 4:1. Your whole body will be full of less light, which is the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High. As when the bright shining of a candle does give thee light. We got one candle that's still lit, giving the light. Because when the lights was out, the candle was shining bright. We had light. You know what I mean? It was showing, it was shining. I could still see my Bible. There it is. I mean, prime example. Get Baruch 4:1.
This is Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
So this is the book of the commandments of the Most High. His laws, his commandments of the Most High. Read.
And the law that endured forever.
No, I thought the law was done away with.
The law that endured forever.
We're not under the law. We're under mercy and grace.
The law that endured forever.
He said the law that endured. How long?
Forever.
Forever, man. What'd he say?
All they that keep it.
All you that keep the laws of the Most High that he wrote with his finger, the work of the Most High, read.
Shall come to life.
Gonna come to life. That life is everlasting life. It's no different than what Amasha Shai said in St. John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Right? I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High that's going to lead to everlasting life. Go ahead.
But such as leave it shall die.
Listen, if you leave the laws, you don't want to, because they talking about, yeah, your works is not keeping the Most High's commandments. You're going to go some other way. He said they shall what?
Shall die.
You're going to die, man. He's going to kill you. Such as leave what? What we talking about? Read verse 1.
Verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endure forever.
So verse 2 says what? The law and the commandments. That's what it's talking about. That's the subject matter. So what do you say about verse 2?
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob.
No, read the last part of 1. So like
verse 1. Yeah. But such as leave it shall die.
Such as leave the laws and the commandments shall what?
Shall die.
Now, how you going to say that you ain't got to keep the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High when you say you're going to what?
Shall die.
Shall you die? Read.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
To take hold of these laws that the Most High gave us. He gave us moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial law. But we know that we're not operating under sacrificial laws because the Mashiach was the ultimate sacrifice. Now our bodies have to be a living sacrifice. We got to sacrifice ourselves for, you know, this truth. Read.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
See, there go that light there again. Walk in the presence of what?
The light thereof.
The light thereof. That's why it's telling you verse 1. What are you talking about? What's the light?
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endured forever.
So walk in the presence of the laws and the commandments of the Most High, which is what? Verse 2.
walk in the presence of the light
So
thereof,
the light thereof is the laws and the commandments that you're supposed to be walking in and doing. Read.
that thou mayest be
You're
illuminated.
gonna be illuminated, man. You'll be that light to the other Israelites that's scattered among us in all these different lands and so forth. Read.
Verse 3.
No, that's all I want. Give me St. John, the first chapter, read verse 4 concerning Mashiach Yahushua. Now he's in the Roman Empire. Understand this. They're the ones that put him to death, the Romans. So what he said, St. John 1 and 4.
St. John 1 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
In him was life, and the life was the light of men.
You know, Mashiach Yahushua was life. That's why I say, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, which is Psalms 119, 142. We ain't sung it all night. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So he's the way to show us how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. No different than what it's saying here. Verse 4.
St. John 1 and 4. In him was life,
You know, Mashiach Yahushua was life. Read.
and the life was the light of men.
And the light was the light of men. What go to that light again, huh? So you do it Proverbs 6:23, so that without a shadow of doubt, you got to know what he's saying, because the only way you can't read the Bible and just read it like it's saying here and don't know what light means. What's light mean? What he's saying? Read.
Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light.
See, commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. The law that the Most High wrote with his finger is light. So every time you say you ain't under the law, you're giving the Most High your middle finger. Straight up. He wrote it with his finger. Anybody saying that they ain't got to follow him, you giving him your middle finger. Then I ask people, did Mashiach Yahushua sin? Did he break the laws of the Most High? Did he break the commandments of the Most High? No, but you're going to be Christ-like, but you're not doing what he did. Come on, make that make sense. It don't make sense. Read on. St. John 1 and 5.
St. John 1 and 5. And the light shineth in darkness.
His light shineth in darkness. Hear that? Where is he at? He's in the Roman Empire. Remember, by now, Israelites saying they ain't Israel. They ain't Israel. I ain't no Israelite. Just like it is now. What do people say? You say, hey, y'all, we the Israelites. What they say? Nah, we Gentiles. We Gentiles. No, we Gentiles. Now the Jews killed, like we read in St. John 1 and 10. You know, he came into his own received him not. No, you know, and they say that, they say who killed him? They'll say the Jews killed him. I mean, who actually killed him? The Romans. Wicked Israel gave him over to the Romans, but the Romans are the ones that actually put him to death. Anybody talking about that either? Who really killed him, put him to death? They did. That's why he said. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And the light shineth in darkness.
Mashiach Yahushua as that light shineth in darkness. Where is that? In the Roman Empire. Right? Go ahead.
And the darkness comprehended it not.
So he let you know that people that's ignorant, they're not going to get this. They comprehended not, man. He said, hey, the light shineth in darkness. These people that's ignorant, and the people that are ignorant, that are in darkness, comprehended not. Straight up. No more, no less. St. John, the 3rd chapter. Look at verse 19.
St. John 3:19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light.
This is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness, just like it is now. Light, we tell them you got to keep the laws of the Most High, keep the commandments of the Most High. But Mashiach Yahushua came to be an example. Y'all want to say y'all Mashiachim, y'all like him. He came to be an example of how you can keep the laws of the Most High. You can keep the commandments of the Most High. The condemnation said, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love what?
And men love darkness rather than light.
That men love ignorance rather than light. They love religions more than they do what we telling them and coming back to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. Do what he say do. What's wrong with that? He said, you love me, do what? Keep my commandments. The commandments are not grievous. 1 John 5 and 3. Even Mashiach said in St. John 14:50, what do he say? If you love me, keep my commandments. Keep my laws. Y'all don't like that word. They don't like that word, laws. They hate that word. You say you got to keep the laws, commandments. They can kind of like, you know, roll with that a little bit. But the laws, they got a problem with that for some reason. Read that again. I like that.
John 3:19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
So anyone that don't want to keep the laws, commandments of the Most High, he said, light, I'm an example that's come on this earth to show you can follow the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High, you know, but men love darkness rather than light. They love to be ignorant more than keeping the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, because their deeds were what?
Evil.
Evil. So they have no understanding, you know, point blank, and they're not doing what the Most High would have them to do. They're not doing what the Mashiach would have them to do. This is simple. Read.
Verse 20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. Everyone that doeth evil, what's the opposite of evil? Doing what's righteous. And that being righteous is everyone that's evil hateth to do the commandments of the Most High. They hate to do the laws of the Most High. They have a problem with saying we under the law. That's how you know they're evil. Point blank. Everybody see that?
Huh.
Yeah. They'll say everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. They hated the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Neither cometh to the light. They're not going to come to keep the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, lest their deeds should be what? Reproved, man. They should be, you know, exposed in this evil and wicked world. Read.
Verse 21. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light.
Now we got to define the truth. He that doeth truth, which is what? Psalms 119, 142. He that doeth truth cometh to the light.
Psalms 119, 142.
Uh-huh.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
So he that doeth the laws of the Most High, which is the truth, we just defined the truth, cometh to the light. Cometh to the light. What's the light? Get the light again. Proverbs 6:23. You keep the laws of the Most High, you're going to come to this light that's going to make you illuminated because you're doing the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. But what's that light?
Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light.
So now, go back to John 3:21.
And John 3:21. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be manifest.
That be made manifest.
And that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High.
Come on, man. How you wrought in the Most High and you're doing what he say do? It's simple. But he that doeth truth, he that doeth the laws, the commandments of the Most High, cometh to the light. You're going to come to the light to be illuminated because you're keeping the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You're going to shine bright. That his deeds may be made manifest. What you're doing is going to be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High, man. You rolling with the Most High. Other than that, you know, you rolling with the devil. You either rolling with the Most High, the Mashiach, or the devil and his imps. Which one you choose? Got to choose life over here on the right side, or you choose evil and the devil and Satan and all of them on the left side. That's what he's saying. But if you're doing the commandments of the Most High, then you rock in the Most High. St. John 8 and 12.
St. John 8 and 12. Then spake Mashiach Yahushai again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
See that? She said, I am the light of the world. Right? Get that world. Isaiah 45:17. You say, I'm the light of the world. Y'all, they like to use world as meaning everyone. It's not concerning everyone. You say he's the light of the world. What world? Let's read it.
Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
So he's the light of the world of Israel, because Matthew 15:24 says what? To say what he said out of his own mouth.
Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said he wasn't sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. We the Israelites. Go back to go to John 8 and verse 12 again.
John 8:12. Then spake Mashiach Yahushai again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
Right, man. And no matter how you look at it, you can try and figure it out this way, that way, whatever way you want to try and figure it out. But he said, I'm the way, show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. Same thing we read in Baruch 4:1 and 2. You know, it's not going to change. You know, he said, I am the light of the world. I've come to show you that you can follow the commandments of the Most High. It can be done. So he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. How you love him and you're not doing what he say do? How you love him and you're not really doing what he say do? Did he sin? He didn't sin. How you Mashiach like him and you're not doing what he did? Make that make sense? Because Paul saying what he's saying, with you not understanding it? Come on, you gotta look at this. He said, I am the light of the world of Israel. We just find what that world is. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness. You follow him, and he was an example that we can keep the commandments of the Most High. Shall not walk in darkness. You're going to be ignorant, not knowing, being foolish, dumb, but shall have the light of life, man. That light of life is the laws of the Most High that's going to give you that everlasting life. You'll be judged. I mean, Revelation 22:14. You only got about, 7 more verses before it's over. The Bible's over. What do he say? People want to try to get around doing what the Most High said we're supposed to be doing to please him. You're not gonna get away with it. Read that.
Revelations 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
So what commandments he talking about? You gonna pick which ones you gonna pick in the judgment? You're gonna say, well, I did this one, I did that one, I didn't do that one, I don't have to do that one. What you gonna say? Well, Mashiach Shai, if he didn't sin, he kept them all. Read. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Read.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
You may have right to what?
The tree of life.
The tree of life, man, to live forever and ever and ever. Your name can be written in the book of life. Read.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
Now, them gates is to the 12 tribes of Israel. Only. Period. You know, unless, because they say you could be they grafted in. It's amazing how they say they grafted in all of a sudden when we saying that we the Israelites. But now if they grafted in among us, okay, what tribe are they? What tribe are they? That's what I'm asking. What tribe are you? You're a spiritual Israelite. What tribe are you?
You gonna say Judah? You know about Judah?
Yep.
That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say none of the other tribes.
What tribe are you? But you spiritual Judah. So you going into the gate of Judah, or them 3 gates that's on the north, 3 gates on the south, 3 gates on the west, 3 gates on the east. That's the gates that you're going into. What I mean, you know what I mean? You got to make that make sense, man. You say, blessed are they that do the commandments of the Most High, that they may enter in through the gates, through the city, New Jerusalem. You're not going in those gates. You're not keeping the Most High's commandments. So that's the first thing he said, right? Blessed is he that do the commandments, period. And y'all saying that y'all not under the commandments. So that's not talking about nobody but those that's going to do the commandments of the Most High. That's what I've heard all night. And that's what I see in this Bible. That somebody can show me something different. You don't have to keep the commandments of the Most High, but yet still you're going to be blessed by the Most High. You don't have to do what he say do, but and still he going to bless you. Come on, man. Not for the kingdom. Not for the kingdom. Where you at?
That was 14.
Yeah, read verse 15.
Verse 15. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters.
They can do all these things, they go into the kingdom. For without the kingdom are who?
Dogs.
Dogs. And we looked up dogs in the New English Bible Dictionary. It said dog was a word that was used by the Gentiles, by the Israelites, pertaining to the Gentiles because of their profaneness. You know what profane means? Profaneness means unholiness. Unholiness, right? And what is holy? Get that. What's to be holy? Get that. In Romans 7:12. Say because they're profaneness. That's the first thing to say, dogs. And King David, as you looking up that, King David said in Psalm 22:16, said, for dogs have compassed me, prophesied about a Mashiach Yahushua being on that tree. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. He prophesied about a Mashiach Yahushua being on that tree, what they did to him.
He said holy, what it's holy be, that's what he said.
Huh?
What it's holy be, that's what he said.
No, we're going holy means this.
Okay.
Read that. Psalms, Romans 7:12.
All right. Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good.
Right. See, so to be holy, you have to keep the commandments and the laws of the Most High, and that's in the New Testament, what it's supposed to believe in. You see, so that's why I go back to Revelation 22:15, because we only got about 6 more verses before the Bible is over. Period. He telling you this before he, just set it all down. What'd he say?
Revelations 22:15. For without are dogs.
Without the kingdom are dogs. I just explained dogs. You can look it up yourself in the New English Bible Dictionary. That's what it says. It's a word that we use as Israelites pertaining to the Gentiles because of profaneness. It said probably a reference to homosexuality. And we didn't write it. That's what they wrote. We just reading it. But what it is that they said. You see? So first thing he says, dogs, read.
And sorcerers.
Sorcerers, witches, witchcraft, one of those that's doing all kind of witchcraft and so forth. Read.
And whoremongers.
Whoremongers, man. Those that sleeping with anything and don't have no commitment or nothing, just sleeping around with anything. Read.
And murderers.
Murderers. You hate your brother, you're a murderer. That's why you got to get off of that. You can't be hating your brother. And you're a murderer if you just kill somebody unjustly. You can kill. Gotta be justified though. But if you kill somebody unjustly, that's murder. And if you hate your brother, say it's murder too. I think that's in 1 John. Get that one. That's 1 John 3:15. That's why all throughout the Bible, he's always telling us to love each other. Love your brother, love your sister, love each other, love each other. Because to this day, we got to learn to care about each other. Read that. And love each other, read.
1 John 3:15.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer.
Is a what?
Is a murderer.
If you hate your brother, you are a murderer, he said, read.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
This is what we're reading about now in Revelation 22:15. Go back there.
Revelations 22:15. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
See, All the people not going to be in the kingdom. Point blank. That's real. That's real talk right there. There's only, what, 6 verses left before the Bible's finished. You're letting us know what we got to do to be able to be there. St. John 11 and 9 and 10.
St. John 11 and 9. Mashiach Yahushai answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not.
Come on. Go back up to verse 8. I'll see. Then start at verse 7.
St. John 11 and 7. Then after that said he to his disciples, let us go into Judea again.
So let's go into Judea again. He said, let's go to Judea again, right? Read. Here's what his disciples said unto him, all you Christians out there, Christian insanity people out there. Look what it said.
His disciples said unto him, Mashiach, the Jews of late sought to stone thee.
What?
The Jews of late sought to stone thee.
What did they want to do?
Sought to stone thee.
They sought to kill him. They sought to kill him. Is that happening with the people that call themselves being Christian insanity, dealing with all the different religions and so forth? Said the people sought to what?
Sought to stone thee.
They sought to kill him, to stone him. Read.
And goest thou thither again?
So you going up there again? You know, many a times. That's why you look at this happened. Go back to John 8 and John 8:53. Why they saying what they saying? Read that.
John 8:53. Art thou greater than our father Abraham?
So he asked him, are you greater than our father Abraham? Everybody want to go back to Abraham. Even to this day, we're of Abraham's seed. Are you greater than our father Abraham? Read.
Which is dead, and the prophets are dead. Who makest thou thyself?
So they said, hey, who you think you are, nigga? Don't get it twisted, because Acts 13:1, they called us nigga. Read.
Mashiach Yahushai answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your power.
He said, hey, it's the Most High. He said, out of myself, that ain't nothing. That's why the Most High don't want us to be exalting ourselves. You can't exalt yourself. That's pride. He said, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. He said, my Father, that he the one that honored the Most High. Look, he said, my Father, who is that? For you that say that the Most High is the Mashiach Yahushai, the Mashiach Yahushai is the Most High. He said it right here. He said, my Father that honoreth me. That's who honored him, of whom ye say that he is your power. He ain't talking about himself. He talking about the Most High. Read.
Yet ye have not known him.
I ain't saying yet ye have not known me, if he is the Most High. Think about it. He said, yet you have not known him. You see the distinction between him and the Father? I mean, what are they reading? Go ahead.
But I know him.
But I know him. How can he said I know myself? He said, but I know him. That's the Most High, read.
And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you.
You know what he called them? Liars. We just read, ain't no liars going through the kingdom. He said, if I say I know him not, I'll be a liar like unto you, liars. Read.
But I know him and keep his
He
saying.
said, I know him, I keep his saying. So now, read on, that's what's going on down.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad.
Now, come on now. He said, your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. Now, how Abraham seen Mashiach Yahushai's day and was glad. That's why they said this to him, read.
Verse 57. Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham?
He said, hey man, you even 50 years old. You know, that's going into being an elder after that, you know what I mean? They said, man, you ain't no elder yet. And have y'all seen Abraham? I mean, Abraham been gone. 50 years old, what's that mean? That don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? Really, in essence, because you subtract 50 years from when he was born, he still wasn't, Abraham was still on the earth at that time. He said, hey, you ain't but 50 years old. Have you seen Abraham? Go ahead, listen to what he said. It's very key right here. What did he say?
Mashiach Yahushai said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am.
He said, verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Could that be the same I am that we read about in Exodus 3:14? I am that I am. Tell them I am have sent thee to you. If we are Mashiachim, if we are Mashiachim, that's nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Wasn't no New Testament when he said it, when Paul said it. It was only the law and the prophets. You see? He said, whatever y'all do, do it all, because we Mashiachim, you know. So he said, before Abraham was, I am. You know, I was taught that was a little I am. No, that's him. Spiritually, that's him, because remember we taught in the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. That's the Most High, the powers, but I've never seen a breakdown with the angels created everything. I haven't seen that. But I show you where Mashiach Yahushai, the Most High said he created all things by Mashiach Yahushai, who is the top angel. And that's him in Genesis 1 and 2, the spirit of the Most High, the angel of the Most High that started to move on the waters to create everything. What happened to him after that? Oh, verse 26 says, let us go down and make man in our image and our likeness, right?
Who will be the us? It'll be the angels.
No, that would be the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushai.
Mashiach, together.
Yeah, them two. That's all. That's all. I haven't seen. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a breakdown where the Most High created everything by the angels. But I can show you where it says he created everything by. Get that in Ephesians 3 and 9. You know, Colossians 1:14 down tells you that, and we just John 1 and 1, the first chapter tell you that too. But read that.
Ephesians 3 and 9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery,
Which is a secret, something that's unknown, read.
which from the beginning of the world
Which is Genesis 1 and 1, in the beginning, right?
have been hid in the Most High,
Hidden in the Most High, a secret that's been hidden in the Most High, read.
who created all things by Mashiach Yahushai.
See? Created all things by him. He's the top angel. See? He's the top angel. They created all things by Mashiach Yahushai. And that's why I said, let us go down and make man in our likeness and our image and our likeness in Genesis 1:26. That's him and the Father. I mean, he's there in the beginning. I mean, it's right there, you know, he the tree of life. Like he said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. You know, trees are men. He's that tree. Most High said from the beginning, all you need is me and my son, the tree of life. You know what I mean? Like it is now. What's different? What we have now, ain't nothing new under the sun. We got the Most High, we got a Mashiach Yahushai. Or you gonna be on the left side, the Most High and the devil and Satan and all his little imps. That's life on the right side or death on the left side. Simple as that. Ain't nothing new under the sun. I just haven't seen it. I mean, you know, it was said, you know, we just regurgitate what was said, but I've never seen a breakdown on that, you know. I seen where the Most High created everything by Mashiach Yahushai. That's when he come back, the judge and make war. He made everything. We say you can't dissolve everything. You know what I mean? He made the atoms, the protons, the neutrons, you know, everything that goes along with material that's here. And he's allowing them to do whatever they're doing. So it'd be a great battle of Armageddon. So read verse 58 again, John 8:58.
John 8:58. Mashiach Yahushai said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am.
Yeah, before Abraham was, I am. Right? So what did they do then? Read.
Verse 59. Then took they up stone to cast at him. But Mashiach Yahushai hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by.
That's right, man. That's why they saying, hey, man, go back to John 11. They took up stones to try and cast at him. He had to get away from him, man. Many times they wanted to kill him. So they hated him. You know, they despised him. They didn't like him. Go back to John 11. And where you at? Yeah, verse 8. He said he's going to Judea again. The disciples talking to him.
St. John 11 and 8. His disciples say unto him, Mashiach, the Jews of late sought to stone thee, and goest thou thither again?
See, we just read where they want to stone him. He said, before Abraham was, I am. A lot of people probably can't understand that right to this day. They want to stone him. You know? Read. So you going to Judea, and we just read where they want to stone him. To go stone, he had to run from them cats. Read.
Verse 9. Mashiach Yahushai answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world.
See, he said, hey, are there 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, which is what? In the day you have what? Light. He stumbleth not. You're not going to stumble. If you keep the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, you ain't going to be stumbling, because he seeth the light of the world. He see those commandments of the Most High in this world. Read.
But if a man walk in the night,
you walk in the night when it's dark, and you in darkness, ignorance, and not knowing what time it is. Read.
he stumbleth.
You're going to stumble over something. If it was pitch black in here, you know, y'all know different things is, but it get pitch black in here, we're gonna stumble over something, right? So if you walking not in the commandments, those people gonna always stumble. You cannot follow the one that's walking in darkness, but they're gonna always stumble. Read.
Because there is no light in him.
Because the laws and the commandments of the Most High is not in him. He letting you know that he's all right. Why? Because he's the light, and what's that light in him? The commandments of the Most High, because he did not sin. See, I'm rolling with the Most High. That's what he's saying. Simple as that. I'm rolling with the Most High. I'm doing what he say do. You know, and they cannot do anything until it was his time. You know, Moses and Elijah came to him and told him it was his time. And he knew it was his time then, but until then, he said, hey, my time is not yet. But he said, our time is, he told them their time is always on him. From there, Acts 26 and 17.
Acts.
Oh, let me see. Okay, this one, Mashiach Shai, Paul is giving an analysis of what happened to him with him when the Mashiach Shai ready on the road to Damascus in Acts the 9th chapter. So, start at verse 15.
Acts 26:15.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, who art thou? And he said, I am Mashiach Yahushai, whom thou persecutest. But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in the which I will appear unto thee.
Let you know that, hey, I'm here to make you a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen, and of the things that he's going to show him and teaching him about himself and how he got to go out and reach the 12 tribes of Israel, the ones that's scattered among all these different nations like Corinth and Philippi, and call themselves by the lands that they living in, to reach the Israelites that are scattered among these people. That's why I said, read what it says, verse 17.
Verse 17, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom now I send thee.
Yeah, see? Because people looked at Gentiles, think it's talking about the other nations. Read.
to open their eyes.
So when their eyes been open, when these other nations' eyes been open, if I might ask, when they can really go in this Bible and show you what it's talking about. I haven't seen it unless they were taught by us. I mean, they're the ones that can go in here and understand things, the ones that have been taught by we as the Israelites. It says to open their eyes and to what?
And to turn them from darkness to light.
Now, everybody's got to be turned from darkness to light. You know, from the ignorance of not knowing the commandments of the Most High to the light of keeping the commandments of the Most High. Read.
And from the power of Satan unto the Most High.
And from the power of Satan unto the Most High. And a Mashiach Yahushua. Like I say, choose ye life or death. You got life when you get with the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. You got death if you're dealing with Satan. Point blank. This is spiritual. You see? To turn ye from darkness to light and from the power of Satan unto the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua. Read.
That they may receive forgiveness of sins.
Forgiveness of what?
Of sins.
Forgiveness of what?
Of sins.
Of sins. So the sins, the laws were given to every nation. That they may be receive forgiveness of sins. Okay, who is the laws given to? Psalms 147, 19 and 20. Receive forgiveness of sins. Right? Who is the laws given to? Who's the commandments given to?
Psalms 147, 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
See that? He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He had not dealt with any nation. As for his judgment, that's the punishment for breaking the Most High's commandments. They have not known them. These other nations have not known them.
Praise ye the Most High.
Praise ye the Most High. Khan. Acts 5, 30 and 31. So it said that they may receive forgiveness of sins. It's clear. Show me what the Most High said anytime that he forgiven the sins of these other nations. And they named, we know the enemies and the haters of the Most High named in Psalm 83rd chapter. Read this.
Acts 5 and 30. The power of our fathers raised up Mashiach Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Him have the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel
And
forgiveness of sins.
there it is. Repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. That's in where you at? What verse was that?
Acts 5 and 30 and 31.
See? So now we in Acts 26 chapter, and all of a sudden he didn't say that what he said back in Acts 5, right? You forgot about that, right? That's what he said. Forgiveness of sins, repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Now he's saying receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me. And that's Revelation 14 and 12. Revelation 14 and 12.
Revelations 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua.
Right, man. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. Here's the patience of the saints. So is it saints, everybody? Saint, who are the saints? Psalm 148, 14. Then we'll get Jeremiah 12, 16, and 17. These are the saints. Here are the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High, had a faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. So who is that? Who the saints? Here's the patience of the saints. So this is who it's talking about. Not everybody, but whoever the definition of the saints are as a people. Who is it?
Psalms 148, 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of
So
Israel,
the saints are the even of the children of Israel. Who are we?
a people near unto him.
We are people near to the Most High. Again,
Praise ye the Most High.
praise ye the Most High. Can we say that? Praise ye the Most High.
Praise ye the Most High.
Con. Now, Jeremiah 12, 16, 17.
Jeremiah 12 and 16.
And this is what the Gentiles, these other nations, should be doing. This is what, they should be tapped into and understanding if they really want to be going into our kingdom through the power of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. Read.
And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people.
You're supposed to learn the ways of my people. The Most High said, we done went over Exodus 3 and 10 and Matthew 2 and 6 to show who my people are, to show them.
Okay.
Yeah, my people, who my people are.
Matthew 2 and 6.
Con.
And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the princes of Judah. For out of these shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
You're not gonna rule who?
My people Israel.
Who's the Most High people?
My people Israel.
Can't get no clear to that, y'all. My people Israel. So now it says, and it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, the Israelites, the teachers that'll be before you teaching this Bible. Read.
Continuing on in Jeremiah 12, 16. To swear by my name.
To swear by the Most High's name, Yahweh, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, that's his name forever and memorial to all generations. Exodus 3:15. Read.
Yahweh liveth.
The Most High liveth. Go ahead.
As they taught my people to swear by Baal.
They get caught up in this one. How did they teach our people to swear by Baal? Because Baal means Lord. And they're the ones that publish the Bibles. They're the ones that print the Bibles. They're the ones that are making the money off the Bibles. We're not. It's the #1 selling book in the world. So they have us going by Lord. And we saying it. I just heard somebody say it today, man. All praise to the Lord. You see, which is Baal. Look it up. It's in any Bible dictionary. There's no word comes before Baa. There's no letter that comes before A. So that's the first word you're gonna see in any Bible dictionary. Baal. And what does it mean? Lord. And that's what they worship. They have. I mean, come on. They painted themselves as the Most High. In the Bibles, on the TV, in the movies, they say they're the Mashiach Yahushua, right? They say the Jewish people say they're the children of Israel, even though they can't name the 12 tribes. Come on. Here they are. They publish the Bibles. They're making money off the Bibles, and that's their God. That's their idol. That's their entity, Baal, which means Lord. And they put it in the Bible, and we still calling on them. We still calling on their powers. Straight up, insanity. We ain't got to say that. He said, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, that's offensive to the Most High. Read.
Then shall they be built in the midst of my people.
Everybody, all these Gentile nations are going to be built in the midst of the Most High people. Say, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. Read.
But if they will not obey.
What is he talking about? He said, you got to obey what? Diligently learning the ways of my people. The way we as Israelites are teaching this Bible in these last days, man, without a shadow of a doubt. So they definitely not, dealing with what the word is saying and why they're going to be put on blast for what the word is, what this means and what this means and what this means. Heads up, straight up. They're going to be built in the midst of the Most High people if they diligently learn the ways that we're teaching. There's too much information that's out there right now for subject matters and all this stuff that the Bible's talking about, that anyone that, want to discredit whatever it is that we teach should be able to go in there and make these scriptures, this lesson, make it mean something different, right? They should be able to go through these scriptures and say, it don't mean that, it means this. That's what I'm looking for right now. Other than that, they say I'm unbiblical. They say I'm unbiblical, and all I do is read the Bible and break it down. That's all I'm doing is reading the Bible and getting a breakdown. That's what we did from the beginning of just street teaching and so forth. So if they want to be built amidst us, they got to learn what we're teaching. Verse 17.
But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Most High.
He said, but if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, said the Most High. So as a nation, you better be telling your people, you're a Gentile, because Most High said you don't learn what we're teaching as the Israelites. He said you're going to utterly pluck you up and destroy you, said the Most High. We ain't said it. The Most High said it. You got to deal with him on that. Khan?
Gone.
Yeah. So, y'all any questions, any comments? Cool. All right. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. From all that we went over for us, how you have to keep the laws of the Most High. Let's hear what this says.
Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter of what we went over so far tonight. What is that?
Fear the Most High.
You better be afraid to be scared of the Most High. And what?
And keep his commandments.
Keep his commandments. What is this?
For this is the whole duty of
The
man.
whole duty of man. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. It's the whole duty of man. Read.
For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment.
That work is the keeping the Most High's commandments and his laws. He just said, it's amazing how they can say works don't mean to keep the commandments of the Most High, keep the laws of the Most High. When he just said, let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter, fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Right? But it's the whole duty of man. Now he said, for the Most High shall bring every work into judgment. And the work is the commandments. Get Exodus 18:20. The work is keeping of the commandments, y'all.
Exodus 18:20. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do.
That's right, man. You gotta do them laws, man. You gotta do the commandments of the Most High. That's the work we're supposed to do. That's why Ecclesiastes 12:14.
Ecclesiastes 12:14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment.
You're gonna bring everything that we've done in these mortal bodies and keeping his laws, his commandments to judgment. That's what my shepherd said gonna judge us on. Read.
With every secret thing.
Every secret thing, because my eyes of the Most High 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man and the secret parts. Read.
Whether it be good.
Whether it be what?
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Whether it be good. We read Romans 7 and 12. The commandment is holy, the law is holy, and just and good. Straight up. Whether it be good with keeping the commandments of the Most High, or whether it be evil. And you evil, then you're not doing what the Most High say do. Point blank. Simple as that. With that, I say, Kwam Abanawa Yahweh.
Kwam Babanawa Yahweh.
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 Kwam Mashiach Yahushai.
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 Kwam Yasharala.
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 Yeah, that's all. And we out. Khan. All right. All praise. Happy new moon.
I'll blow this.
Yeah, blow it for the new moon. I got mine too. You can blow it?
Gone.
Go ahead. Blow the trumpet of the new moon.
Time.
You got to tell her to turn this off. Shalom yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Too long.